So actually, how strong is a 3D printed part? Today we've lined up 5 items to be tested on. We've got a Deadpool head, a normal can of soda, a piece of wood to be cut into kindling, a cinder block, and an actual piece of wood that we will cut into the side of as if we're chopping down a tree. And this is going to show us how strong our 3D printed parts actually are. But these parts are going to be a little bit different. We are actually going to test actual real 3D printed axe heads to see how far these can actually go and if they can actually replace their metal counterparts even though they happen to be 3D printed. Now there is something special about these. We not only have one, we actually have 2. And what we're going to be trying is not just the material, which in this case is PLA, we will actually be trying the orientation. This one has been printed flat, just like this, so that the layer lines all move along the blade and give it as much strength in that direction as it possibly can. This one has been printed vertically, which is just a slight 90-degree rotation to where the layer lines are now going this direction. So will this make the front of this one split open while this one still is able to stay strong and cut all the way to the end, or will they all just go out here when trying to chop kindling? That's what we're going to find out today. So the very first test we're going to try is the standard blue axe head with the layer lines going this direction. And it's going to go up against a 3D printed Deadpool head. This has normal standard infill on the inside and it's also made out of PLA. So let's just see what this can actually do to it. Ooh. So we've got some real nice splitting there. That axe head is really in there. So you can see how a normal 3D printed part is really kind of just hairy once it's split apart, and it tends to shatter to where you get all this splintering. The axe head itself has basically nothing wrong with it. It was not really affected at all in any sort of way. It's very clean, still very sharp. I think we knocked off like a brim down there a little bit, but I'm going to go at this a little bit more. I'm going to see if I can just take his nose off. There we are. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's nothing. All right, well, a 3D printed part will stand up against a 3D printed part. On to the next one. So our next little experiment is just a can of soda. Not a real big challenge generally, but you never know. And it can be useful. If this thing isn't actually able to do something useful for you, like opening a can of soda, what good is it? Oh, frick. I didn't expect that. We actually broke it on the first one. I don't think that was a fair test. I think I hit it weird and wonkadoo. I think what happened is I hit this corner just a little bit so that it did cause it to split lengthwise. I thought we were going to get way further than that. Oh no, we're still going on. We're still going on though with this one. I'm going to take this all the way. Where'd the can go? I'll be totally honest with you guys, we printed off a couple of these beforehand and had run through some of these tests, so we sort of knew what was going to happen, but I didn't think it was going to break that early on. You can actually see that we have these really thick outer layer walls to give it a lot of strength and basically solid infill. But I think we can keep on going with this. I don't think it's going to break away right away. So we're going to move on to the kindling test here. And what we have is just a 4x6 piece of wood, and we're going to try to chop this just as you would normal fire kindling, because I think this can keep on going a little bit further. So we're just going to start right here and just give it a couple whacks. There we go. So the thing I'm noticing with these mainly is the fact that since it doesn't have any weight, it's really tough to do it normally. I gotta get a big old go at it, which I don't really like with my fingers down there. Whereas with a normal axe, you can kind of get a little bit more protection because you don't have to move so quick. Oh, I got that big old knot at the bottom of that wood. Hang on. Ah, we lost another chunk of our blade. That's okay. We don't need it. Because I'm so strong. Here we go. You know, this is holding up way better than I thought. And you can see like the end of the blades are starting to get some notching out of it, but even though we have half a blade, you know, it's usable. I would imagine that we could keep on using this for quite a while. So that's all the way through kindling. I'm gonna carry this on and use this edge of this hammer until it's gone and falls off the handle. So we're gonna move on to the cinder block now. Okay, so this is a test. If you guys haven't already commented about whether you think this is gonna break with what's left of my little blue handle, please comment down below what you think is gonna happen, because I actually don't know how this is gonna go. We're gonna go ahead and use the blunt end of the axe here and kind of use it as a hammer. I'm not gonna hit it right with the tip. We might get to that, but I don't want to quite yet because I think the blunt end will be tougher for doing this. So we're just gonna get lined up right here and see what we can do. There we go. Again, it doesn't have a lot of weight because it's a light PLA plastic part, but we'll see how much of a heave I can get at it. Ooh. Nothing. Wait, I still got axe though. Okay, now it's broken. So that was the axe head printed horizontally like this. And basically what we've gotten is all the delamination of the layers there. I would argue that if we hadn't used this blue, which has kind of more chalkiness from it, from the color, we might have gotten better layer adhesion, but that is what it is. We're not able to get up to the cinder block. Man, I kind of thought it was gonna break through there, but I guess we'll have to swap this out and we're gonna move on to the horizontal test where it was printed on its side. So with this yellow axe head, it was printed on the printer just like this. So all the layers should theoretically be a little bit stronger because they have kind of multi-dimensional strength in there. And the way we put this on is just like a typical axe head. You're gonna start it like that, give it a couple taps down here, and now we got the axe head. I do see something interesting. Since it is printed vertically like this, the back of it has very thin layers through there which can delaminate, and we can see right here, we've already got a crack in the back. I don't think it's gonna ruin us, but we're gonna give it a shot anyway. So let's start up the test, and we're gonna start off with our Deadpool head. So right here, we got our Deadpool head. This guy, we're just gonna go ahead and start with the axe just the way we normally do, and just see what we can do. I started with taking off the nose last time. I'm gonna go ahead and do that again. Very nicely. Yeah, tough enough, it can do it. We actually got some more chipping out of the top of this than I was sort of expecting from that. Again, since it's only a single layer going out there to the tip without the support of if it was printed like this, instead of having basically two beads of plastic supporting the tip of the axe, we only have one single layer going all the way out there to the tip, which then breaks away until it gets to other layers. So you kind of have a weaker sort of situation where it stair steps up to more and more support. So I do kind of expect the tip of this to sort of break down. But theoretically, I think we're gonna get all the way to the cinder block on this one. Alrighty, we got the soda can again. I'm gonna see if I can just cap this one off because I think this axe is a little bit sharper than the last one, so I want to know if I can cleanly just take off the top. The one thing I'm kind of, and I also want to avoid running into the pallet and the table underneath here while I'm working on this one, because I think last time I kind of jerry-rigged this a little bit. All right, take it up right here, and it worked. Perfect shearing right off the top, just like that. Oh man, I've never seen the inside of a can before. Cool and refreshing. All right, next one, chopping the kindling. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and cut kindling again. Right now, we're just gonna go right along the grain here until we can get this all knocked down. I'm a little bit worried about the tip of this breaking off from this, but we'll see. Here we go. Yeah, it's all there. Yeah, big old chunk right out of the tip. Basically bit it off. I'll bet if I look at the tip here, yeah, you can see the edge of our axe right inside of there. All right, I'm gonna go from a distance here and not try to do that one-handed niceness thing. There we go. My axe is a little bit loose. That'll happen. One more whack, one more whack. There we go. Yeah, we can cut kindling with this. You can see that the axe blade is basically starting to level off because, like I said, it's breaking off until it gets to a layer thickness that actually is strong enough to not snap off. So except for that big old bite where I twisted it off inside of that little kindling piece, it's starting to level out straight. All right, the cinder block. I'm hopeful and not hopeful about this. I'm hopeful because, number one, we have a lot more meat in the back of this head than in the other one, or at least a little bit more. And I think that the layer alignment in this direction will give it a little bit more reinforcement so that we can actually bust through this sucker. But at the same time, this is already compromised. We've got a crack back here just from putting the axe head on there because the layer lines were not aligned for that at all. So I'm still kind of a fan of the old blue one, even though it gave out real early on. But we're gonna see how far we can get here. All right. Well, that's that. Nothing. Nothing at all. Where's our blade? So, yeah, we split right out the back of it. And basically, the two sides of the axe head came apart just like this. Where it had already been compromised back there, we busted through into the infill where it gave and collapsed on itself and then just carried that crack all the way through and into the front. So that alignment, even though it technically makes the front blade a little bit sharper, and you would sometimes almost kind of consider it to be stronger because you have planes of material out that direction, kind of like a laminate, it's not as strong as the blue one, because with the blue one, when the blue one broke, it would break along the layer lines again, but it would break in such a way to where you would still have axe around and there's still the full length of the blade is fully supported around the entire perimeter of the profile of the blade. So I would still lean into this. We have one more test though, and we're gonna show you guys this. When we were experimenting with this the other day, we had printed out this axe head, which actually used a different slicer from these. This axe head, we actually had gotten all the way up to the standard a block of wood where we were chopping it down like a tree, coming in from the side like this, and we beat on it, and that's all the damage of the axe head that we got. This one is printed vertically like this. Since it is printed like that, it's a lot tougher than obviously the other yellow one, which was printed horizontally. And I'm gonna bet that the yellow, because of the colorant difference, is a little bit stronger than the blue, because blue tends to have more white inside of it. But first of all, I'm gonna take it up, use this one, what's left of it, to chop at this just a little bit so people have some context about it. You can see that even though this is a 3D printed plastic part that is made with a really low grade material, and even though it's blunt and beat up, it's still holding up quite well. And if I had the whole blade still, that wasn't all rounded off at this point, because now I basically just have a small pick at the bottom. It holds up pretty darn decently, because even right now the tip of it is basically just wearing down, but I don't have any more fatigue. This is not splitting along there, which I would kind of have to expect. But it can hold up to that, but now I'm gonna take this one and I wanna see if we can actually get through the cinder block, because I think it's possible. So I'm just gonna take this one and slowly kind of lean up to it a bit. Let's see if we can get this done. Dang. We're getting chunks, but since I'm not putting on the axe handle correctly, you know, actually, by the way, this is a really good demo. See that? Not breaking. That could be dangerous. I think we're through the outer layer, so it may just start collapsing, but we're actually making dents in it. I'm gonna switch to the other side here. Ha! 3D printed axe head, made out of PLA, broke the cinder block. This one, I don't know what the difference is. The difference in this is somehow within the slicing, because it's the same material as both the yellow and the blue. Obviously, orientation makes a difference. But this was an experimental, very quick print. So basically our draft print settings are better than our optimized ones. But that part is actually tough enough to break a cinder block and keep on breaking it. Oh man. We didn't really expect that. We were planning on our new fancy schmancy demo ones to be the ones that held up, but it was the one that was just Old Faithful, the little prototype guy who held it out all the way to the end. That's that, guys. We basically just wanted to show you how tough 3D printed parts could be. Totally unscientific test, but hopefully it was a little bit fun to watch. If you design a part well, it can do almost anything. Now, obviously, you don't want to 3D print an axe head. Metal axe heads are fine. But in any other application that you might actually be going after, you want to consider what the process is that you're using to make your product. Because it can be really tough if you actually respect it and use it the way it should be and understand all of the factors that can make a difference in it. And hopefully this gives you just a little bit of an intuitive example of how tough a 3D printed part can be if for some reason you thought they were just going to break like glass. Have a great day, everybody.